just show people just bouncing up and down on the gas pedal like crazy. And, you know, I think over time people have got the idea that that's actually how you start up carbureted cars, you know. It's a little bit different than a fuel-injected car. And howdy, my friends, and welcome to the channel today. I'm Luke, Thunderhead289, here on YouTube. Now, we just got done with the Snow-pocalypse here, where it's Christmas Eve, technically. So, you know, if you live in the United States, we just had a wicked winter storm roll through. You know, it was -20 here in Iowa. It's still about -5. You know, us Iowans, no gloves and everything. We just kind of get used to it because this is just winter out here. But anyway, I'm going to show you today how to start up an old carbureted vehicle in the cold weather. So with that, let's jump right to it because my hands are getting kind of cold here. All right, we'll get the hood open here and take a look at what we're dealing with. But this old truck sports a 390 FE, which if you're familiar with old Fords, FEs are just kind of weird. They like to just run forever. They leak oil from everything they absolutely could, but they just don't die if you leave oil in them. This particular engine has 185,000 miles on it or so. But enough about that here. Let's take a look at our choke mechanism, because oftentimes if you understand how something works, you know, you can better understand how to effectively utilize it. Now, this is the one thing on this truck that I don't particularly like. It actually has an electric choke. Basically, when the key's on, it's energized. There's a bimetal piece that heats up and actuates the choke. So right now you see the choke is open. When you would normally get in the vehicle, you want to at least tap the throttle once. That will set the choke, and there we're looking good. Sometimes this doesn't happen. That's why I don't like electric chokes, but this truck's just weird and everything keeps working forever apparently. So with that, let's jump in the vehicle and see if we can start it up. All right, no time like the present. Here we go. Oh, convenient. I was hoping I left my keys in here because I had no idea where they were at. I never get too worried about someone stealing this thing because carbureted vehicle, manual transmission, you know, this is like the millennial theft deterrent here. So, all right. A little sticky with that gear oil in there at -20 degrees. I think we're good to go here. Not really sure where all that snow came from, but I'm just going to ignore it and act like I didn't see that. Alright, so this is some of the reason I actually wanted to make this video. It seems like on the internet, TikTok, all these videos, they just show people just bouncing up and down on the gas pedal like crazy. And, you know, I think over time people have got the idea that that's actually how you start up carbureted cars, you know. It's...
Come on, Blue. Come on, baby. Shit.
A little bit different than a fuel-injected car, and I think the methodologies of how to do this has kind of been lost in time. So, okay, really you don't want to pump it more than once or twice, or else you flood the engine, and then, you know, you're pretty much out of luck. And I'll show you what to do if you do that, or think that you might have flooded the engine. So with that, let's roll this behemoth of an engine over and see what she does. All right, so here we go. This being a manual vehicle, I'm going to go ahead and push in the clutch. That way we're not fighting rotating the transmission, given how cold it is. You don't have to do this if you're in neutral, but in this case with -20, it does come in handy. Okay, so you remember we set the choke. We're just going to simulate that again. So we've hit it once. That choke flap should be closed, and now the carburetor is in choke mode. Now, I might give it just one pump, and we're going to try and roll it over. Now, when it's rolling over is when you kind of want to pump it because it can suck the fuel into the cylinders. Ooh, look how slow that is to respond. It's so cold out here. And so here we go. We got maybe 20% throttle on the gas here. We're going to roll over this big FE. And now, since it's so cold, a lot of people, they try and let it idle. It's not going to want to. You see here, it's trying to die out. So we're just going to, basically we're mechanically putting fuel in the engine until it can kind of idle on its own. you see, if you don't get crazy on the gas pedal, things will start right up. I think it'll idle for us now. But anyway, she's a unit. Can't keep an old FE down. That's just kind of how this truck is. Some vehicles just want to run, I guess. But now on the off chance, we'll shut it off here as an example. On the off chance you do flood it, so let me give it a good, you jump up and down this thing like an idiot. Now, let's back up here. Now really, for every 10 seconds of cranking, you can pump the gas maybe a couple times, or else, it's getting pretty flooded. So anyway, I pumped the gas like an idiot at this point, and so now the truck isn't going to want to roll over and start off. Nothing. So what you can do, if you're pretty sure you flooded it or you think you might have flooded it, you just take your little foot here and you hold it to the floor and you give it a good crank. There you go. You're off and running. You can tell she's real rich from doing all that business. Sorry, little FE. Try not to make a habit of doing stuff like that. Kind of hard on engines, washing the cylinder walls and whatnot. Definitely not what you want to do, and why I really advocate for not jumping up and down on the pedal like a nut job. This little girl's still got a lot of life left in her. Well, I guess with that, it's too easy. It's hit the road. Got some banana puss. Couldn't find any gloves, so got my wife's mittens on. Oh boy, try not to get any motor oil on them. Alright, let's get out of here. See what we can do. Big old dune here. Now I know you guys would love to see me do some snow donuts in this thing, and rest assured they definitely did happen. But in later years, I've gotten in some trouble for showing stuff like that on YouTube because, it's kind of video proof of technically committing a crime, although, fun haters, I guess fun's a crime nowadays. But we'll look back at some of the videos that actually did get me in trouble and, why I can't really show that stuff anymore. Alright, so today we're going to go through the process of how to start a trailer park Mustang. So this is an 84 model. So the first thing is you need to get in the car. So you need to swing your padlock door lock out of the way here. Hop in. Put her in neutral. Of course, you've eliminated the neutral safety switch at this point. And then you need to start the vehicle. So here's our key. Everything should be hot. Plug our key in. Give it a pump. There you go. How to start a trailer park Mustang. Mustang still running good despite that engine being old and wore out, but it's just completely immortal. No matter what you do, how many times you beat on it, the engine just won't give it up. That's that. The Mustang lives to die another day.